Hey everyone, welcome back to Closing Time Kitchen. My name is Denise Monaco with Settlement Engine, and today we're making one of the simplest desserts you'll ever serve, but don't let the simplicity fool you. This creamy lemon posset feels elegant, refreshing, and a little luxurious. And while we're in the kitchen, we are going to talk about something that investors do to grow their real estate portfolio without taking an immediate tax hit, and that's called a 1031 exchange. And that's just as easy as this dessert. So I'm gonna go over the ingredients. We need some lemons. I used seedless lemons. I don't know if you've heard about these, but they're wonderful. Lemons, just no seeds. Some heavy cream, some vanilla bean paste or vanilla extract, some sugar. You're going to want a paring knife, a pot, and a whisk. So why don't you go grab your ingredients, and and optional, if you want to, make it to the next level, some berries, some blueberries, raspberries, and a little mint leaf to make it perfect. So go grab your ingredients and we will be right back. Okay guys, welcome back. I hope you have all of your ingredients. So we have the heavy cream and the sugar in here. We're going to simmer it until it gets to the sugar's dissolved and it gets to a boil, and then we're going to let it boil for about 5 minutes. So while that is cooking, you're going to want to stir it every once in a while just to make sure nothing is sticking. We are going to cut our lemons. So you can cut them in half this way, you can cut them in half long ways. The hardest part of this dessert is getting the lemon out of the rind. So you're just gonna cut it around with your paring knife, and then you're gonna scoop it out with a spoon. And you're gonna want the juice from these lemons to go into this once we're done. So as I'm preparing these lemons, it reminds me of how investors look at a property during a 1031 exchange. Most people think that the property sale is the end of the transaction, but experienced investors often see it as the beginning of the next opportunity. A 1031 exchange allows the investor to sell an investment property and reinvest the proceeds into another qualifying investment property while deferring the capital gains. So if you are selling an investment property that's a single family home, you will need to reinvest the proceeds into another single family home. If you have a multi-unit building, say 4 apartments, you would need to reinvest into another multi-family unit. You can't do a single family for a multi-family. So that's one of the caveats. So instead of cashing out, they're trading up. Now let's move over to the stove, and we're going to continue to cook this. Not really a stove, just my little portable plate here. Bring everything to a gentle simmer. Let it cook at a slow boil for about 5 minutes. So what's interesting about a 1031 exchange is that the timing matters. Just like this recipe, there's timing, it has a specific process, and so does a 1031 exchange. It has rules that must be followed. So once a property closes, the investors generally have 45 days to get another replacement property and up to 180 days to complete the purchase. If you miss those deadlines, and the tax benefits can disappear. So you want to make sure that the timing is just right. So working with a title company that has a 1031 exchange partnership is someone you definitely want to look for, and we have that. So if you're looking to do a 1031 exchange, we can absolutely help you. So the same thing happens in the kitchen. If you skip a step or you rush the process, you may not get the results that you're hoping for. Okay, so now that this is coming to a boil, we're gonna take it off of the heat, and we're gonna add the lemon juice, and if you want, you can add some vanilla. And then we're gonna let that sit and cool for about 15 minutes. So while that's cooling, I will be right back, and we'll put this together. Okay guys, so this is cooling. We've added the lemon juice, and watch what happens when you do that. without adding any thickening agents or any kind of gelatin, the lemon juice is going to thicken up this heavy cream mixture. And we're gonna put it in the refrigerator until it gets into almost like a pudding mixture. So I love this part because it's a reminder that sometimes the right ingredients combined the right way create something much greater than the individual pieces. That's kind of like a 1031 exchange. One of the key components of that is that you have to sell and buy a like kind property, like I mentioned earlier. So you can't sell a residential and buy a commercial, or sell a single family and buy a multifamily. They have to be the same type of property. The objective isn't simply to make a change, it's to create a stronger investment position for your future. So we are going to put this in the fridge to cool and set, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you what they look like put together and wait until you taste them. They have to chill for about 2 hours, but when you taste them, you're gonna be like, this is the most refreshing dessert. And not only can you do these with lemons, but you can also do them with any citrus fruit. So an orange, a lime, even a grapefruit. As long as it has the acidity and the citrus, it's gonna be the thickening agent for your heavy cream once it's done boiling. So we will be right back and I will show you what they look like when they're all done.